let me tell you about my day. It is now, what time is it? It is, oh my gosh, 11:30. And so far I've done recycling, been back to my place, cut fabrics, cut linings, gathered all the bits that I need to make 4 blinds and 2 curtains by, I guess, by Tuesday or Wednesday. So it's going to be night shifts all the way. As I said yesterday, the landlord is coming to do a spot check Monday afternoon. So it's literally, I'm just working against time, if you like, but working with time. So at the moment on Facebook, I'm having an interesting conversation with some of the guys where I posted the video last night and I said, I'm contemplating marriage as a means to an easy life and asking for volunteers. But there's humor involved in that. But in all seriousness, this morning, I mean, not just this morning, frequently, let's just say I had someone on hand to assist me. I could get twice the amount that I get done. So, for example, I had to go back to my place to pick up fabrics and other stuff. If there was someone on hand, all I would have needed to do is just give them the keys and say, can you get this and cut this to this size and just bring it back for me. And I probably would have made, in the time since I've been up, I probably would have made 2 blinds already. But as it is, talking, interacting with the guys on there, it's very easy for people to recommend themselves. Like, I'm joking. I'm joking, but I'm being serious, kind of. And I'm saying that, I'm asking for volunteers who wants to marry me, kind of thing. But obviously, I'm having a laugh with it. But again, you could look at it like serious research. And I've had people saying me please, or I've been getting messages from some guys who are too bashful to go in the open on Facebook and stake their register their interest. But I know, based on the reality of things, like when I needed someone, a couple of people to help me take the sofa bed into the garage, I know in real terms I'm going to have to do all the thinking. And it comes back to the point of self-improvement. There's one guy, Danny, and he has self-knowledge. He volunteered that he's not marriage material. I don't know why I didn't get into that, because I was expecting someone to drop around with regards to my sister's care package, and as well she's coming home at some point today, due to, well, when I received the phone call when I was on the bus coming back from my place, and it was asking, well, basically I'd worked out, I'd scheduled my time this morning. I left here before 8 o'clock, and I'd scheduled it in such a way that I would be back here before she was due to be released from the hospital. So on the way back, I got the phone call, and they wanted to know if there was a key safe so they could let themselves in. But I've already worked out that I can be here all the time whenever one of the carers need to be let in. And if I need to do anything, if I need to go anywhere, I can do that in between carers. So I can dash out for a couple of hours, like what I did this morning, to pick up the fabric and all the other bits and pieces that I needed. And for a moment I thought, oh my gosh, I left the piping cord, but I didn't. I cut it off. I've got it in my bag. Right. So, did the dash back to my place to come back, knowing that I needed to be here by 11 o'clock. Just in case they arrived at 11, whatever. So with all of these things, I was still on the bus responding to messages and comments and so on. And I think the key thing is initiative. It's to sort of see what a person's needs are. So, for example, a lot of the times I have to go and do deliveries. And if there was some considerate person, not necessarily a husband, but just a considerate person who is aware of the situation, because like the person who just came, she just left. That's so I was going to actually do the video as soon as I got in, but she called me. I saw the missed call and I called her back, and she said she was going to be here within half an hour, because in fact their office is literally just across the road. It's maybe about a 5 minute walk from here, which is quite useful. But so anyway, so she came. She didn't get here within half an hour. She got here slightly later. But the point of it is, I was talking to her briefly during which time my mother called, and I knew it was her, this private number, and I said, hang on a minute, and I just said to her, I'll call you back, because it's very easy. People really get on my nerves. It's very easy to just make a phone call to just find out things from their perspective. And so when I'm up this morning, I'm sure nobody was thinking about me and the fact that my sister's due to come home, and the implications of that. And, on top of that, everything else that I've got to do. So, for example, my mother knows that the landlord is going to come and do a check. So last night I was here frantically sort of trying to sort things out. And like I said, all traces of me are going to have to disappear. So if I could show you like the amount of fabric I brought back with me just now, and then I've got two pairs of curtains over there to make, and 12 cushions, all sorts of things here, and I've got to literally knock myself out to get everything done and out of here before Monday afternoon. So then I've got my mother ringing me up, and it's just selfish. It's all about her, really. It's very easy just to ring and ask, oh, is she back? So I didn't even give her 2 seconds. I answered the phone and I said, I'll call you back. Right. So for me, it's sort of like going back to the husband thing. I would see, honestly, any man I would see them as a burden, in the situation being as it is. So because there is no one with initiative. I don't know anyone who's got the initiative. Nobody's ringing me and saying, is there anything I can do for you? So like I've said many times, I could perhaps do with someone, even if it be that they were to just come and take things and deliver them for me. That would sort of save me the traveling. Like on Monday, I spent, I think from 9:30 in the morning, I was on the road until 4 o'clock. So in that time, I apart from to pop back and make one cushion cover, I didn't do any work. So if I had somebody to help ease the load to do that for me, then I would be so productive. So more often than not, when people contact me, especially with regards work, they're just selfishly thinking about taking the load off themselves, and irrespective of what my situation is, taking the load off themselves and passing it on to me, because some of them are damn lazy. Some of the people in this industry, they want you to do the thinking for them as well as the work, and they just want to collect the money. So especially if they know that you're a good worker, you can sort of get targeted. So you don't just end up doing what you do, you end up doing other things as well, because they're too lazy to organize themselves, to use their initiative to basically, it's a bit like some of the designers. They don't know some of the basic things, so such as estimating fabrics. They don't know how to do that. And it's just like I've said so many times, a lot of the things that I do, nobody taught me how to do them. I taught myself a lot of the techniques that I use. I was even joking with one of my friends and saying that if I was to go and work in a 9 to 5, I wouldn't last, because they would look at the way I do things and say that's not the way we do it. The fact that it is the thing ends up looking how it's supposed to look, but I don't necessarily use the same techniques as they do to get there. They probably go the old-fashioned Luddite way, whereas I'm always innovating ideas. That's what happens when you have inspiration. You get the inspiration to know how to do things smarter, better, quicker. So in some situations, working it, if I was working doing the 9 to 5, um, I would I wouldn't be able to use my inspiration. So by the same principle, if I was married or something, I'd be perhaps more than likely be stuck with somebody who is not on the same level, and having to do things that way. So for example, this morning, nobody here but me. I didn't have to get up and make breakfast for anybody. I didn't have to see how anybody's doing. I didn't have to put up with anybody's mood or whatever, attention seeking, because a lot of men are attention seekers. uh, Not having to deal with anything like that. And it would be a case of like, I'm going off to do something, and it would be, what about me? Right? That, because that's how some people are. They don't like you to do anything. It's gonna be, what about me? So for all of these things, sometimes people don't know themselves. Like I said, it was just that one guy, Danny, who said he's not marriage material. And if self knowledge is a very good thing. It's in fact, it's one of the key things, because if you know who you are, like I said in the book, which was published nearly 20 years ago, that for good or bad, I know me. So if somebody wants to, like, again, I've had guys say to me, you're this and you're that, and if only you were this, right? And I know that they're saying it to me in order to diminish me, to make me a smaller person, so that they, the old sour grapes, so that they can, if you like, have dominion over me, right? So I don't take on board anything that anybody says to me. I had somebody say to me once that if X amount of people say this about you, then you have to start to wonder. No, I don't have to wonder. It could just be that X amount of people are wrong. So at the minute, I'm finding it very interesting, because although guys would recommend themselves, I don't think they've taken the time to look at themselves to think, do I have the qualities that she would require in a person? Or, for myself, I talk about it in the book, and I actually in the description of the previous video, that would be number 61, I actually copied and pasted that section from the book, talking about if you're looking for the ideal, then you should be worthy of the ideal. And there's a lot of people out there looking for the ideal man, the ideal woman, and they're not a patch on ideal. They're nowhere near it. They're far away from being ideal. But it's just we want what we want, and it's to sort of like consume on our. We want people to serve us, kind of thing. Or it's like we might like the look of somebody, or we might like their personality or something, but in the end it's going to serve us. It's about us, because I've always said that love and romance, it's based on selfishness. It- you know um, uh, Many relationships, even like I said with my mother just now calling me, she's only calling me to find out, is she back? And it's like, at this point, this is where I feel like swearing. I don't, but it's like, if any of you could know what the amount of things that I need to get done, right? But I'm going to, when I finish doing this, I'm going to lie down for an hour, because if I don't rest now, I'm not going to get a chance to rest later, because once my sister comes back, that's it, right? That is it. So I'm going to try and get an hour of rest, even if I don't sleep, just an hour's rest, because I've been out on the road already early, just so I can, if you like, have some charge in my, recharge my battery or whatever. But so that's the sum total of it. If it's all about practicalities, nobody has contacted me to find out if there's anything practically that they can do for me, right? So if I had someone to do a little bit of running about for me, that would be fantastic. But I don't have that. And even like I said, when I needed a couple of pair of hands to help me put the sofa bed in the garage, it was like asking somebody the world. So I can just imagine myself being saddled with such a man, and what purpose would they be in my life, right? So again, I say you know, all my videos I talk about me. I talk from my perspective. If everybody looked at life from their perspective, they would be able to see their failings, see their good points, their bad points, and what they need to work on, and what they're doing well on. Right? That's how I roll. I'm all about, as I've said, personal development. So for me, yes, it's going to be a tough weekend beginning now, but there's no point sort of sitting around feeling hard done by or whatever. You just bloody well get on with it. But like I said, I don't with regards to my mother, she's calling. It's very easy to make a phone call while you're just there living your life and don't have any of the responsibility that I've got going on. And so I don't have the patience. No, it's not that I don't have the patience. I don't want to have the patience or the tolerance for anybody who's just going to drop in with a phone call or with a message and with nothing to contribute. Because like I just said to the I don't know who she is. I think she runs the company. I think she might be the boss of it. But she just came to do a quick visit just to see if everything's set up okay. Right? And I just said to her, I am the only member of my family who has been doing anything for my sister since April. And it's all good and well, people saying if I was there, or if there's anything I can do. Use your bloody initiative. If you've got any initiative, you shouldn't need to ask me if there's anything you can do, right? Because usually when people say that, they're going to want to do the barest minimum. And as I've said, when you do ask them specifically for something, they're not in a position to do it, or they're not willing to do it, right? So like I said, I've already done my running about, and no doubt I'm gonna have to go out and do some shopping later, because when my sister gets back, I need to find out what she needs. So I didn't presume what she wants. I when she comes back, I'll ask her what she wants, and then I can specifically get the things that she needs, as opposed to the things that I think she needs. So this, what I've just said, works on all levels in all relationships, right? Whether it be family, husband and wife, friendships. It's not about. I remember I gave a lesson at church on this about service. When we do good works, sometimes we just sort of do the thing that we think is a good thing, rather than the thing that the person needs. So, for example, I'm like this. If I can't think of anything that can benefit the person, I'm not going to insult them by saying, "Here, this is for you," when it's of no useful purpose. So, anyway, that is all I've got to say for now. I didn't think I'd be able to get another video in, but I have. So I don't know. When my sister comes back, obviously I'm not going to be able to do videos. So I'll probably, if I do them, I'll do them on the road. Or I don't think I'll do them from my place, because literally I just go in, pick up what I need to pick up, and I leave. I don't, it's as though I don't live there anymore. It's just a place where I go to collect stuff. But anyways, it's the weekend, and I hope you guys have a good day today. And if I'm not back with any videos, have a good weekend.